Hello, my name is Marie Oliveira, and I want to thank you in advance for taking the time to listen to my story. I hope it truly inspires you in some way. So, for me, it started back as a child. As far back as I can remember, I was a very unhealthy, overweight child who just lacked so much confidence. I had very little friends. I never felt good about myself. I always compared myself to other kids. It was just something that didn't feel good. I lived in a single parent home. My mom did all that she could to support me. She clothed and fed me, but not the right things because she couldn't afford to just go and buy really healthy things. And she had to be quick about it because she constantly had to work. So I always ate very unhealthy foods. That stayed with me for years, years and years, until I got to the age where I started to really feel awful about myself. And then I dealt with it by putting myself through fad diets, starving myself, eating and purging. I did that a couple times. Very bad. So fast forward, I got through that. I worked through it as best as I could. I started to go to the gym, started doing more things for myself, wanted to feel better about myself. So I got myself to go to the gym. I worked as hard as I could at it, but it wasn't enough. I wasn't making the gains that I wanted. I wasn't feeling that confidence that I needed. I wasn't feeling like I loved myself. I stopped. I just went about life, tried to deal with all the things that came with me, and I finally met a man. We got married, 2 children, but I never ever gained that confidence. Had the first child, gained about 30 pounds. I lost most of it, but my body wasn't where I wanted it to be. It was even worse than it was before. Then, because I was a loving, concerned mom, I wanted to have a second child because I didn't want my child to be an only child. So I had another child. I had a 10-pound son. So I had my daughter, and then I had a 10-pound son. Well, I gained a lot of weight with him. That took me over the top. Totally lacked confidence, even more so than I ever did. Never felt good about myself. Tried the gym again. Just didn't work for me. I pushed and tried as hard as I could, but I don't know, I just wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I just wasn't making the gains that I wanted. So I finally just said, I was talking to a friend. They were talking about these programs that they do at home. They work out from home. And I'm like, what are you doing? Tell me a little bit more about it. Because I was at my lowest, just at a depressive state. So they shared with me what they were doing at home. And I said, I want to try that. So they let me borrow their DVDs. I fell in love. I just had this feeling that was what my calling was for. Like, I needed to do that. And it took me all that time in going through all of that confidence and lack of confidence to get there. So I did. I finally started and I stuck with it. And I haven't stopped. That was 7 years ago. I've been investing in my health. I've been an awesome role model for my children. And what did I do? I took the leap of faith to become a coach. It took me a while, though. A friend from high school became a coach well before I did, and she shared the opportunity with me. I didn't want to do it because I felt I couldn't. I felt that I didn't have what it took. I felt that I still didn't have enough confidence. I felt that I didn't have enough time. I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. And I felt like, well, I'm not even where I want to be yet in my journey. So how could I possibly do this? So I used the I don't have time excuse. And I did that for a while. But I always watched. I always hoped, I always wanted to, I just knew. So I knew something inside me said that that's for me. Because I could sense, I could hear, and I can see the community, the support, the motivation. I can see all of that in what she shared on social media. So I finally just took the leap of faith one night. I just got down to that point where I said, I gotta do something. I just gotta do something different. I wasn't feeling like my cup was being filled. I just wasn't feeling my purpose yet. I'm a full-time corporate marketing professional. I travel a lot. I'm constantly dealing with deadlines and meetings and corporate politics, you name it. You can just imagine. And I've been doing this for several years. And there's always been that something that's missing for me. And it was coaching. It was coaching. When I finally said yes, and I made that leap, as soon as I got into this community, I just felt like it was the right thing. I knew it. I just knew it. And I say that to you from the bottom of my heart, because it's all about helping other people. It's all about helping people find their confidence, their love for themselves, their strength, their belief in themselves. I absolutely love every part of it. For me, it wasn't financial when I first came in to this business. But you know what? It certainly can. And it will. Because I have to listen to my son consistently asking me, Mama, why? Why do you have to go to work? Why can't you stay home with me? Why can't you be here with me to put me on the bus and to be here when I get off the bus? Why can't you spend your time here with me when there's a day off from school? Why can't you be here with me when there's summer vacation? Mama, when I'm sick, why can't you be here to stay with me? Why do you have to always go to work? And Mama, why do you always have to go on these trips? And they're always so long, and I need you. Those types of things I listen to consistently, and they kill me. And I heard them from my daughter too. She's older now, so she's pretty immune to it. She just expects it. But my son is still small, and I still hear those things. So for me, it's about freedom of time. I'm going to work my butt off to get there so that I can spend my time with my children, because it's going to go by really fast. You know how quickly it passes. And I don't want to regret later on in life not having spent that time with my children. And I'll tell you, I've seen that this business and this opportunity can give me that. And that's what I'm going to get. So I hope that this short story inspired you in some way, because it is fueling me to move forward and reach my goals.